Metalogic's Replicator, here for sales training. Let's talk about the main use cases that I want you guys to listen for. So really, Replicator is all about content that has to live in more than one place. So what does this mean? The easy one, and what Replicator has done so well for such a long time, is distributed environments like the military that have bases all across the world. Shore to ship for the Disney cruise lines, Norwegian cruise lines, MSC, which is a cruise line out of Europe. So those make sense, right? You have a headquarters and you have distributed ships that you need information to go to, and what Replicator excels at is doing that as small as possible over satellite connections. So high latency, low bandwidth, taking only the minimum pieces of that document and sending it over the wire. That's a common scenario of where we've been successful, but you're not going to get those every day. So let's talk about common scenarios that information, content has to live in two places at one time. The first one is intranet, extranet, when you're sharing from inside to outside. The next is mergers and acquisitions, where you have a joining of two companies, you have a separation of two companies, and it's going to take a while to fully understand what content needs to live where. So in the intranet and extranet example, what happens is you can use Replicator to replicate the entire SharePoint site, or more accurately, you can use rules and select only certain content that after it has been changed on your intranet, it can be moved over to the extranet, wherever that is. Same thing for mergers and acquisitions. If you're separating a company, you can either have two farms, two site collections, you can replicate big pieces of content, or you can do it by rules and only select small pieces of content. Now you're saying to yourself, well, Adam, that sounds a lot like Content Matrix. And it's not. Because Content Matrix is trying to do a large move of content. What Replicator is for the difference in between those moves. So in the mergers and acquisitions, you would want to use Content Matrix first to move a large set of content over, and then turn Replicator on to be able to rapidly move the difference in between. And so that's what Replicator is for. Just listen in for those situations where content has to be in multiple places at one time.